out of that. Called A Quiet Ghost. Read a couple of things out of there. Expiration Date. He was snaking equipment, a camera with a laser light through my body, and there, just before arteries empty into the atrium, he spotted it. My expiration date. There, in a place too narrow for a stent to wedge, my expiration date. Spread across 3 arteries, repeated a motif, a design, a sign, my expiration date. When the cardiologist said he was checking me into the hospital right then, when I had only come for a test, he was telling me he had seen my expiration date, and he was about to throw me in the freezer to see how much longer I might last. I am Joe's heart. You think that's easy? Being a poet's heart? Then you try it. Let's set aside genetics. We'll presume he had no control over that. Won't hold that against him. But all that bleeding heart, flowery poet bullshit, running around like he thinks he's the only one who can truly feel things. I'm the one who pays for that. Why do you think they call it a bleeding heart? Now let's consider hamburgers and bacon. And cheese. Let's not forget cheese. He seldom has. Do you think those extra pounds he's put on are a piece of cake? Don't get me started on cake. And the way he goes for weeks or months without anything that could be stretched to be considered exercise. And then suddenly expects me to spend 3 hours hiking up some mountain. Okay, so maybe it wasn't a mountain. It was a damn steep hill. I still can't figure out why he bothers spending all that money every month on a gym membership. He hardly ever goes. There's always some excuse. But really, he never thinks of me. And all that unrequited love, years of it, decades of it, you think that's easy for a heart to deal with? How many times do you think one heart can be broken before it just gives up? Well, I could almost tell you exactly how many times because I finally had it. Enough, I said. I'm throwing in the towel. I quit. My decision had been made, and I was not about to turn back. I was all set to be done with this, and then, before I could take action, he went to that cardiologist. I wasn't even giving him any trouble yet. I hadn't even begun to show him what I'm capable of when I get mad enough. And yet there he was, getting an EKG and a chemical stress test. I thought I was done with all this and I would finally get some rest, the eternal kind, but no. I wasn't about to get what I wanted. Like always, this was all about Joe. And before I knew it, the surgeon had sawed through Joe's sternum, rolled his lungs up out of the way, and was staring at me, lying there, naked under those ridiculous lights, with people in masks and latex gloves standing all around, watching. And then they stopped me. That had never happened before. And while it was certainly what I'd been contemplating, I didn't like the fact that it had suddenly been taken out of my control. By the time they woke Joe up, it was all over. I had been replumbed against my will. I could feel blood rushing back through my chambers, moving like it hadn't in decades. I almost felt young again. I guess I'm not going anywhere now. Not for a while, anyway. Joe is getting a second chance. But I'll tell you this much. The son of a bitch doesn't deserve me. And he doesn't deserve another chance. Look at him. Has he lost any weight? He's already picking out our pizza. The next thing you know, he'll be falling in love again. And we'll see where that leads. Oh.